Hello and thanks again for joining me for another episode of The Planet Crafter. So in the last episode we started building our fish sanctuary, and now we're going to go get all of the fish. So in a previous episode we did put out some water life collectors, but we didn't really go over what areas give you what fish. So starting over here at the default start location, there's the lander pod under the water there. Over here we'll find the Provios, and also over the other side of this plateau as well, in that water over there, you'll also find some of the same. We'll head up here. So straight up the hill into the osmium cave. All the way up here. And around through here. Through the osmium cave, sticking to the left-hand side. Been through here a number of times in previous episodes. But we're going to come through here into the zeolite cave. It's just over the ridge here. And down here we're going to find the Tagade, and for reference we're right here. Okay, so there's your start location, up the hill through the osmium cave, down through the zeolite cave is where we are. And now let's see. Okay, so now we're going to keep heading this way, and we're going to chuck a sharp left right here up the hill, and this will bring us out into the crater region. And down here you'll also find Tagade down here. Okay, for reference, this is where we are right here in the crater. So any of this water is fine. Tried putting some over in the cenote, didn't get anything from there. Only the plankton. Now I do have all of these set to supply with my drones. And I've got a container for each of these. Now, the containers for the plankton fill up pretty quick, because you tend to get a lot more plankton than fish eggs. So I also have some shredders set up that also have a demand, but just at a slightly lower priority. And they will shred extra plankton so that it can empty out your life collectors, and you can keep getting fish eggs. So now we're going to head up. Let's see. Yep, up there to the waterfall. So we're just going to cruise up here through this. Once we get up there, we'll see a bit of a gap. So there's these rocky formations here. So just through the gap here, come down to the waterfall. Now those pink markers you see, they are the entrances to the mushroom cave. There is water down there. I tried putting some water life collectors in there, but so far they have not got me any fish. They've just given me plankton. A couple of other places like that. But down here, at the waterfall here, we have another spot. And here we're going to find the Tilu. So for reference, here's the map. We are now here. Any of this water, I haven't tried any of the water behind, but I assume they will also give you the same sort of thing. But we're right here. And you'll get the Tilu fish from there. So from here, I'm just going to head back to the factory now. And we'll come out this way. So I'll cruise on over here towards the aluminum fields. And so you'll also find the Provios, the first one, in this water around here. But we're going to head up here, up over that ridge there. And this is going to bring us out into the warp gate area. Up over this ridge here. And basically, any of the water in this desert, so there's the warp gate, there's also water pools over there. Any of this water in here is pretty good. So I'll just come over here and quickly bring up a map. This is my butterfly sanctuary. Where's up here? For reference, here's the map. So we are right here. Okay, at the warp gate. There's the aluminum field. There's the starting location. Any of this water here is fine. And we pop down here. This is where we're going to find the Akaru. But we can also find it in other locations. So if we head straight over here and down here, brings us to the canyon. And in here, we'll also find the Akaru. So for reference, here's the map. We are right in here. Any of this water in here, including water that goes through this is kind of like a submerged osmium cave that goes all the way out into the desert out here. Both ends of that cave. Any of this water, that's all going to give you Akaru. Let me see. All right, so from here, all right, I think we'll head back. All right, we'll head this way. I'll just cruise straight through the canyon. So all of this water is good. As long as it's deep enough to sort of put one in. Let's see, is this it? Yep, so down here is an osmium cave. And either end of these is going to give you the same fish, but this will bring us out to the battle cruiser over here. And the super alloy cave over there, that's the iridium cave over that way. We're just going to cruise up past here. And let's see if I've still got a map here. I don't. All right. Okay, so we're just going to keep heading up past this cruiser. And along here. That's the super alloy cave up there. In there, that's the super alloy cave. We're going to come out into this green area. And my jetpack's being a bit touchy. Crash satellite. Here's a map. So we are right here. Okay, the super alloy cave, the cruiser, start location. So we came out from the canyon out here somewhere. We came across here. So we're going to keep going into this area known as the Highlands. And this is one spot that I missed last time when I did put all the fish collectors out. But this one over here, this is going to give you the buoy. And here's the map. So we are down here. So any of this water is fine. Okay, so there's the battle cruiser, there's your start location, so pretty much a straight line. Alright, and up there is our fish sanctuary, so we're going to pop up there, but before we go there, we are going to take a quick trip to the spaceport, because there was one fish that we can only get through trade, and that is the Valkyr. So we'll go ahead and I will order 4 of those, launch that guy off, and we'll come back for that a bit later on. So let's head back to the sanctuary, which we built this in the previous episode. I have changed it around a little bit. Okay, so we've got a storage space for each thing yet. Can't set demand on these yet because we've only got the fish that we've found so far. But the ones that we are finding through the collectors, they're pretty full. All of them except for the last one, the buoy, because I forgot to put one there until recently. So up here, I did end up taking out the doors and putting windows instead so I could fit more of these in. So what we're going to do, these work the same way as our butterflies, but we've got various recipes. And so we're going to start off with the plankton A, the T3 mutagen, and the fertilizer. Okay, but there are 3 fish that's going to create, and that will be the Provios. The other 2 are not appearing. They won't appear on this list. So the other one that it's going to make is the Vilnius and also the Tegade. So both the Provios and the Tegade, we've got our life collectors are grabbing those. So I have this set up to recycle those because I've got full containers of them. And you can see there's one in there. We hit the button and it gives us back the supplies that we need. So already got these loaded up. I'll get them researching. And hit those. And then keep going. And we're just going to do this until we've got some of the Vilnius. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so over here, this one has created a Vilnius. So we're going to add the Vilnius to the supply. And I do have a storage downstairs for each individual fish, but I'm just going to set this set all the new ones that we create to come in here. Gonna whack the priority up pretty high, and I'm gonna continue doing this and recycling the other two, and just keep putting the materials back in until we oops, took that out. So pop that in there. Just keep recycling these ones until I've got about 4 of the villainous, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so we've got 4 of the villainous, so now we're going to move on to the next recipe, which is the plankton B, T3 mutagen, and the fertilizer. And so out of this we'll get the Guerrero, the Crom, and then we'll also get the Akaru, which we're finding. So load these guys up and continue on. Now we've already got plenty of Akaru, so we'll now get the Akarus going in here so that we can recycle those and keep feeding the stuff back in here. So I'll be back to you in a moment when we've got some of the other 2 fish. Okay, so here we've got the Crom. So we are now going to set the supply for that one. And got to remember to also set the demand over here. And we must have got a Guerrero as well. So let's find that guy. There he is. So we'll set the supply here. So Guerreros and the Croms and the Akarus. So what I'll do is I will continue doing these ones until I've got 4 of these 2. And I'll be back in another moment. Okay, so we've got 4 of the Guerrero, so I've taken that off of the demand here, and we're only demanding the Crom now. The rest of them can go downstairs in the container downstairs. Still waiting for 2 of the Crom, but in our demand and supply list we now have the Velkia. That means our rocket has come back. So let's go and collect that. So I'll pop down here and head over to the trade port. Let's see. Over here. And there they are. So I'll grab those out. And we'll head back. And let's see how these guys are going. So now we've got 3 of the Crom. We've got our Velkia. Alright, so we're just waiting on 1 more. And so I'll keep on filling these up till I get my 4th Crom, and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I've got my 4th Crom. So now we're going to move on to the next recipe, which is the fertilizer, the T3 mutagen, and the sea plankton. And this one will make the Yalani, but it will also make the Buyu, which we're collecting, and it doesn't show up on this list. And it also has a chance of making the golden eggs, which won't show up on the list. So I'm going to feed them in. Get them going, and I'll see you back when we've got some of those new fish. Okay, so over here we have the Yalani. So let's pop that one on here. And this was also going to produce the buoy. So we'll pop those on there. And there's another one. And another one. And the buoy. So we've got three of the 4 Yelanis that I want now. But I'm going to continue along till we get some gold. And I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we've got our first golden fish here. So there's the eggs. So we need to put this one on supply. And the drone's already come and picked it up. So we have our 4 Yelanis. So we'll get 3 more gold and I'll come back to you again. Okay, so I got my 4th gold. So now we're going to move on to the next recipe, which is the T1 fertilizer, the plankton C, and the T2 mutagen this time. So here, this is this recipe here, which is the Alera, and we'll also get the Tulu out of this one, but I think there's only the 2 fish that we get from that. So yeah, the Alera and the Tulu, but the Tulu won't show up on here, and the Tulu we've been collecting plenty of down in the wild. So I'm gonna feed these up and wait till we've got some Alera, and I'll be back to you again in another moment. Okay, so we've got ourselves an Alera, and there it is there. So whack these onto the supply, and I'll see you when I've got 4 of those. Okay, so we've got at least 4 of each, and I've transferred them all down here. So I'm just going to grab 1 of each for the moment. Got a few of the Yelanis. Got 4 of the Goldens. Sorry, 5 of the Goldens. The Chroms seem to be the most difficult to get. But then I was out of... didn't have a full container of Buyu, so wasn't really recycling that many of those ones. So that's the one we bought from the trade rocket. Robios. Wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so that's all 12 fish. Let's pop upstairs up here. And I don't know why. I do know why, because I haven't emptied those out. Alright, let's just give me a moment. Back in a sec. Okay, so I've emptied all these out now. Let's pop in a Provios. That's what that guy looks like. Let's pop in a Vilnius with him. Alright, move along. We've got a Tagade. The Yelani. Okay. The Buyu. And the golden egg. Okay. We have the Guerrero. We have the Crom. Alright. The Ikaru. the Alera. The Tilu, which was already in there before. And the Valkyr, which is the one from the rocket. Okay. So I will go empty these guys out of my inventory and empty out the because I also need to empty all these guys out. So I'll empty these out and I'll be back in a moment. We'll pop some in these. Okay, so let's put some in here. Let's put in Provius, a Vilnius, and a Tegade in here. And some of them seem to fly. And let's have a look down here. If you get in a certain spot in here, sometimes you can lose the water effect. There we go. All right, let's move on to the next three. So let's put in a Yolani, a Buyu, and a Golden in here. Have a look here. Get the spot. Not going to give me the spot in this one. But there we go with these guys. Alright. Moving along. Let's pop the next three in. So we've got the Guerrero, the Crom, and the Akaru. And here's these guys. There we go. Clear view there. All right. The last three this way. 1, 2, 3. And it is a little dark, but we can see them pretty good down here. There we go. Now, even with this clear view, I'm still losing oxygen because I'm underwater. But there's those three. All right. And it is quite dark here. Let's see. All right. Let's pop down here. Okay. So, we have over here the Provius. And there is everything that you need to make the Provius. It's a 100% multiplier. And you get it in the starting lake. Alright, here we have the Vilnius. This guy can only be crafted. And there's everything that you need to craft it. 150%. The Tegade. Okay. There's everything you need to craft it. You'll find it in the crater or the zeolite cave. 150%. Alrighty. Now we have the Guerrero. Can only be crafted 150%. Everything that you need to craft that guy. The Crom. That one can only be crafted 200%. There's everything you need to craft that one. Now we have the Ikaru. is this one. 325%. You can find that one in the canyon or in the warp gate desert area. So there's everything that you need to craft that guy. Alrighty. Here we have the Yulani. Can only be crafted 250%. There's everything that you need to build that guy. Now we have the Buyu, which can be found in the Highlands area, which is where our base here is. And there's everything that you need to craft that one. And now we have the Golden, which is that guy. And that can only be crafted 500%. There's everything you need to craft that one. Alright. Now the Alera. This one can only be crafted. There's everything that you need to craft it. 300%. Okay. The Tilu. There's that one. That one can be found in the waterfall. And there's everything that you need to craft it. And finally, the one from the trade rocket. 500%. 4,000 Terra tokens apiece. Thanks for all the fish. And that is going to do it for this episode. So if you did enjoy this episode, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.